Anthony Mercer here coming at you with Real Producers. I'm excited to introduce to you Pete Brown with Summit Mortgage. Now, Pete, you are a mortgage broker, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm an independent mortgage broker. So what that means is I've got access to a wide variety of companies and products. That enables me to shop around for my clients to ensure I'm getting them the lowest interest rates and closing costs that they qualify for.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, is that kind of like if I was to use the word wholesale, is that maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're on the right track.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. Perfect. So what does that look like? What does it mean to be a mortgage broker?
Yeah, so it's very exciting. Mortgage brokers were very prevalent back in the early 2000s, and then they kind of went away once the crash hit, just because of the model didn't work anymore. The mortgage brokers are making a strong comeback now, and it's very exciting because, again, we're out there really advocating for the client. We've got a wide variety of products that we have access to. And again, what it comes down to at the end of the day is doing what's right for the client, getting them the very best deal that they qualify for.
Okay. And what is a ideal client for you?
Ideal client is somebody that is motivated to either purchase or refinance their existing home. Somebody that has good credit is very helpful. We can help them if they've got a few dings. As well as somebody that has some money towards a down payment.
Okay. Now, what's your other ideal client or other people that you like to build relationships with?
Well, I love building relationships with real estate agents. That's where the majority of my business comes from, is referrals from quality real estate agents that I've built a rapport with over the years.
Yeah. And I know you do a lot of stuff with us and Real Producers and
Yes.
Networking with those agents.
Yes.
Why real estate? I mean, I know real estate agents are in front of your clients that you ultimately are doing the business with. What is something that if you were to communicate with a realtor, why should someone come and work with you?
Well, you mentioned communication, and that's a big aspect in the real estate transaction. Is everybody's got to communicate with one another so we can work as a team. We've all got the same goal, and we can get there as quickly as possible with as few bumps in the road as we can, by communicating with one another. I pride myself on keeping everybody up to date on what's going on. We do weekly updates, and so the real estate agents really appreciate that. On top of that, I've got a great marketing team behind me. So once that transaction closes, we do co-branded marketing for us and the real estate agents to that client. So when it's their birthday, if it's a holiday, they're getting some type of communication, and it comes from me and the real estate agent. So when that client's ready for their next transaction, they're coming back to me, and I get to feed that back to the real estate agent that initially brought them to me. So it's free advertising for the agents.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What are some of the top three things that you would say makes you different than an average mortgage broker or loan officer out in the market right now?
Yeah, I guess one of the first things I would mention is my experience. I'm almost at 30 years experience in the mortgage industry, so I keep saying, I've pretty much seen it all, but still get surprised. But I can anticipate if there's going to be an issue in a transaction. I can, foresee that, figure out solutions around it. So if there are issues, I can, help navigate that. So that would be one of the top things. Again, accessibility. I understand this is not a 9-to-5 business, Monday through Friday, so I'm available weekends, I'm available evenings. That's when most of the transactions are happening. So if an agent reaches out to me at 11 o'clock and they need a pre-approval letter, 9 times out of 10, they're going to get me, and I'm going to be responding, getting them what they need. And, I'm old school, where I like to sit down and attend the closing. So if something unfortunate happens and there's a surprise, I'm there to fix it. Everybody and their brother's getting into the mortgage business these days, so if you're dealing with some internet provider and something goes wrong at the closing table, you can't get through to them on their 800 number to fix the problem.
Gotcha.
I'll be sitting there at the closing to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Yeah, so you're more about the relationship versus the transaction.
Absolutely.
That's
yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, when he says 30 years, he started doing this when he was 10
Yes, thank you.
10 years old. So, let's back up. What did you do before mortgage, and then why the transition? Or have you always been in the mortgage world?
Pretty much always been in the mortgage world. When I graduated college, I realized, I got to do something. I majored in business, came to Atlanta, always been, good in finance, good with numbers. My family's always been involved in real estate. My father was in real estate. My sister's a top producing real estate agent.
Nice.
So it's kind of been in the blood, but I got into finance. And one of the things our company did was mortgages, and I really gravitated towards that.
Okay.
And it was just a natural fit for me, and that's really all that I've ever done.
So what would you say you're doing when you're not in the mortgage world? What do you do for fun?
Yep. So I love hanging out with the kids. We like to do outdoor stuff whenever possible, hiking, camping, love cooking out, playing golf, anything outdoors.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, by the way, for sharing and spending your time
today. Thank you
today.
for having me.
And stay tuned for our next interview, and we will see you in the next one.